Bring in the strings! Come on! Should I dance to this? I don't know how. Wait, what are we actually talking about right now? I've just never ever like listened to something like this. Welcome to my channel, I'm Nisi. Now if you know me, and if you've been here before, this will come as absolutely no shock to you that I have never listened to Lorde. Okay, I'm sorry. We do this all the time. It's kind of like become our thing at this point. It's part of the experience. Lorde is one of those artists though, whose name I have heard so many times over the years when it comes to music. Like I've heard of her so many times, I know of her, but I genuinely just know nothing about her. Nothing about her as an artist. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. I just found out this year what she even looks like. At the Met Gala, when I saw her at the Met Gala, and obviously when I heard that this album was releasing and I had to, start paying attention to it, I just now found out what she even looks like. I'm sorry. But I kind of view that as a good thing, honestly, because it makes her like mysterious to me. Like her whole persona is mysterious, and maybe it's a testament to the fact that she doesn't get in a lot of drama. The fact that I rarely see her, rarely hear about her. That's a good thing to me. But I know that when it comes to music, she's made like a significant impact. I heard that one of her albums is like super popular and very, very critically acclaimed. Like, come on now, come on! I do know one of her songs though, okay? So I'm not completely, totally in the dark, but it is the song that literally everyone knows. It was the big hit from like years ago that everyone and their mom and their dog can sing. And whenever the fires, it don't run in our blood. That kind of looks just ain't for us. That song, everyone freaking knows that. So that's literally like the one song of Lorde's that I know. Maybe there are other songs of hers that I know and I just don't know that she did them. That happens with Taylor Swift all the time. So I don't know. Possible. So I'm excited today just to learn more about Lorde. I want to know what her sound is. I want to know what she writes like. I don't even know what her voice is like. Literally, I don't even know her voice. Like I said, I know of the Royal song, but that was like years ago. I doubt that she sounds fully the same. All of this is new to me. Literally all of this. So I'm so excited to get into this. I don't even know what else to say. So I say we just go ahead and jump in, guys. If you end up liking me and liking this reaction video by the end, I hope that you will consider hitting that subscribe button because we would love to have you around on this journey of watching me get to know many mainstream celebrities whose music I haven't even dabbled into. Many different ones. They're all on the channel. They're all gonna come in the future. Stick around if you want to be part of that. All right, you guys, welcome to, did I even say what we were reacting to today? We've already lost the plot. We've already literally lost the plot. Guys, we're reacting to Virgin today, which is insane to like say out loud. Can we get into the album cover for a second? Because I did have to Google what this was. I did have to admit because I was frightened. So I did have to Google what this was. I could tell that obviously it's like an x-ray of the pelvic region, but I was like, what is everything else? So it's a zipper and a belt buckle. So maybe like the x-ray is going through pants. And then there is an ID in there, which is all so interesting to me. It has me thinking that maybe we're gonna be getting into a little bit of like discussions about womanly issues, maybe a little bit of female empowerment, maybe a bit of a male drag. We have 11 tracks here. I have not heard any of these songs on here, but I do know that a couple of these were singles. But I didn't listen to any of these on purpose. I want to save all these for the album reaction. So now that we are here, I say we just hop in. I'm so incredibly scared. I'm incredibly scared. I get nervous every time we react to a brand new artist. But not just that, it's just like, this is a very bold statement for my very first reaction of hers. I don't know. Should we be doing this at all? I don't know, but we're here. So we have to, we must. The video started. Distortion. Ooh.
There's a heat in the pavement, my mercury's raising. Don't know if it's love or if it's ovulation. When you're holding a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
This is true.
Anyone with a snake tongue, I'll show them the chambers of my heart.
We like danger.
Now
okay, Pat.
You don't deal much in love and affection, but I really do think there could be a connection. Some days I'm a woman, some days I'm a man. Oh, I might have been born again. I'm ready to feel like I don't have the answers. There's peace in the madness. Over our heads, let it carry me.
All right. Should I dance to this? I don't know how.
Read it and tell me who I am.
Okay, hold on. We're going to pause there for a second. So oftentimes when it comes to introductions of albums, the artist tries to kind of let the audience in on where they are in their lives, like what's going on and where they are mentally. And it kind of seems like she's doing that thing here. Things are kind of confusing. She doesn't really have the answers. She's kind of like pursuing this love that may not even be good for her, because she's like, I know you don't deal much in love and affection, but I really do think there could be a connection. Like, she's kind of going through this back and forth thing. And so it kind of seems like she's reached a point of acceptance of that, though. She said, I'm ready to feel like I don't have all the answers. Like, she's reached a point of acceptance in the fact that things are very confusing and very all over the place. It's all very interesting. It's all very interesting. The pen is there. I didn't know what kind of, lyrical content we were going to be getting, and we obviously need to like keep going, but it's an interesting vibe so far.
I know you don't deal much in love and affection, but I really do think you can make an exception. It's a beautiful life, so I played truant. I took tears and they paid me to do it. Oh, carry me,
Come on. There's such an interesting sound right here. There's like distortion, the chaos.
Let it break me down till I'm just a breath, till I'm just a voice living in your head. I've sent you a postcard from the edge.
Interesting. Wow. That was a really interesting type of song. Even the sound is super interesting. There's something about this sound where it feels grounded but also chaotic. And I feel like that is very, very closely linked to the concept of the song in general. Like, something about the song, it's steady, it's grounded, it's kind of calming. But then on the other side of it, it's also very like, dum, 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 dum. So it's like both at the same time. And I feel like it kind of lends itself to what she's talking about. Like, she's accepting that she's kind of in this state where everything is kind of crazy. I think this is kind of like the best line to describe that. There's peace in the madness over our heads. Let it carry me on. Let it carry me on. Let it move me forward. She sort of has some sort of peace with it. So yeah, it's interesting and just kind of letting you know where she is right now. I also thought it was interesting when she said, I jerk tears and they paid me to do it. I really don't know much about her discography, as we already talked about. So I really don't know what kind of songs she makes, but I find that to be interesting that maybe she's saying that she has a lot of songs that are very like slow, very emotional, and she jerks tears and she gets paid to do it, but almost like saying it in a way where she doesn't fully know if she gets fulfillment out of it. Like, she's stating it in a way that's just very transactional. I jerk tears and they pay me to do it. And then later on, she said something like, let it break me down till I'm just a wreck, till I'm just a voice living in your head. When she said a voice living in your head, I don't know whether she means her music, but she's saying like, let it break me down till I'm just a wreck. So maybe like there's some sort of disconnect between her right now and her as an artist. Maybe, potentially, that might be sort of what I'm getting from that. This is an interesting song. Like I said, hammer. She said earlier, when you have a hammer in your hand, everything looks like a nail, which is a very common saying. Yeah, I don't know if it's love or if it's ovulation. When you're holding a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Yeah, so maybe not being able to kind of decipher between the two different types of situations. She did also say, some days I'm a woman, some days I feel like a man, which is interesting because I saw her say that somewhere in some headline. I don't know the context of it at all. I don't know if that has something to do with like her, like how she actually identifies. I don't know. Things are not completely peachy, but she's somewhat fine. I sent you a postcard from over the edge. Like, I could be at the edge, but I'm still somewhat together. I don't know. It's interesting. It's an interesting song, guys. I'm not 100% pulled into the sound of it. Like, the sound of it didn't fully grasp me. It's not fully my type of sound, so I probably would not listen to it very often. But I think that it's interesting just as like an intro, as an introduction to let us know where she is. And I'm interested to see where else the album goes from here. So we're gonna go ahead and get to the next song called What Was That? That's an interesting title.
A place in the city, a chair and a bed.
Her voice is interesting too.
I cover up all the mirrors, I can't see myself yet. I'm missing you.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm missing you. And all the things we used to do. MDMA in the back garden, blow our pupils up. We kissed for hours straight, but baby, what was that? I remember saying that we're in a sandstorm and it knocks me out. I didn't know then that you'd never be enough. Oh, since I was 17, I gave you everything. Now we wake from a dream. Well, baby, what was that?
Hey! Come on! Since she was 17 too, she's been in the trenches. She's pissed about it too. You can tell by the delivery. She's like, so this cigarette, for what with cigarette? Like, she's pissed about it. You can tell her vocal delivery is interesting to me. We'll talk more about it later when I like hear more of it, but it is interesting to me.
Do you know you're still with me? When I'm out with my friends, I stare at their painted faces. They talk current affairs.
Get down there!
I tried to let
Come on.
whatever has to pass through me, pass through.
Oh, I love that line.
Stand a while, I know.
Yes. Build it! Build it!
MDMA in the back garden, blow our pupils up.
Hey.
We kiss for hours straight, well, baby.
What was that? What was it? Speak up, it's a question. Come on. This song is giving the vibe of just like a relationship that's past and her kind of just reminiscing on it and kind of getting to the point where you're just like, what was even that? Like, I love that. It kind of reminds me of Ariana's newer song on her deluxe, kind of just being like, sometimes I just can't believe you happened. What was that? What was even that? What was that era? Like, what were we doing? Exactly. And kind of just, she said, I don't know if they'll ever be able to let me go. We almost just can't even let go of the idea of it. We'll talk more about it at the end.
Just like that, do right, I can make it all right.
Hey!
What was that?
Wow. That was crazy. Let me see if there's a transition between these. No. Okay. This song and Hammer, they have this quality about them that is very sonically interesting where they're punchy. They're like punchy and they hit you there, but they don't take it all the way there from like an instrumental perspective. Like, they're not fully rock or like fully in like this punk type of thing, but they're punchy and they kind of hit you and they have this certain sort of subtle angst about them. But it's very subtle though. It's very low key. It's still this chill sound, which I find to be very interesting. I don't listen to a lot of music that's like this. So it's very interesting to me. This is also flying by really fast. It's like 3 minutes, 30 seconds around that time, but they feel so fast. Kind of just is one of those things where you're just looking back at something, you're just like, what even was that? Like, I don't understand how it happened, how it ended, how it went one way when I thought it was gonna go the other way. Like, what happened? And sometimes that question can be the thing that leaves you reminiscing on a relationship longer than you even need to. Sometimes your feelings for that person have evolved and they're not even the same, but it's the fact that you just, the confusion, the hit to the egos sometimes, and the loss of, pride and the thought of feeling like you got manipulated or whatever. Sometimes those feelings can be the things that last longer than anything else and are the hardest to get over. Yeah, let's say someone who meant a lot to her and she's missing them, and she like goes out with her friends, and even she's like, you don't even realize that you're present even there. I just think about you all the time and I see you everywhere. It kind of sounds angry a little bit. Like I said, she sounds pissed about it. But anger is often a secondary emotion that covers up something else. It could just be her just dealing with this loss so much, and it hurts her so much in so many ways. And she's just like, what was that? And it's almost coming out as irritation. I liked this song more so than the last one. I feel like it hit me a lot more. I wish that these songs, I guess, were just like a little bit harder. I like that they have this kind of subtle sound about them. I think that makes them unique or whatever. But I think for me, when I would be listening to a song like this, I wish that it was bigger and fuller and kind of hit like a little bit more, just for me and my own personal type of taste. But I do like this song. I like her vocal delivery. Like, she lets that irritation come out. Baby, what was that? And I'm like, yeah. Like, I love the vibe that she has in her voice. I love that. We're gonna get into the next song, which is called Shapeshifter, and see what we get. This title intrigues me. Come on.
Chewing gum, I know, don't have a sour taste that's in my throat, but the voice in my head says, do you have the stones?
Her voice interests me so much.
I let down my brakes and you climb up.
Come on in.
We can do anything you want.
Come on.
Everyone that I've slept with, all the pairs of hands, I'm reckless. If I'm fine without it, I gotta stop.
Oh.
Giving nothing personal, so I'm not affected. I've been the ice, I've been the flame, I've been up on the pedestal, but tonight I just wanna fall. Tonight I just wanna fall. Don't let him leave alone.
Here we go. Yes.
I become hurricane, visions of a teenage innocence. How'd I shift shape like that?
Come on.
Everything.
Yes. Yes. This is intriguing to me. This is very intriguing to me. I don't even necessarily relate to this song, not even necessarily, but I'm over here. Why am I over here like, yes? She feels like she has to become all these different versions of herself as like a form of protecting herself. So instead of giving, she said in the first song, she said in Hammer, something like, I give my heart to anyone with like a snake tongue. So, like, I open up the chambers of my heart, she said. She went deep. I open up the chambers of my heart to anyone who, like, is almost, bad for me. And so here, her being like, I feel like I've had to become all these different versions of myself so that I am not emotionally affected when I get robbed and disrespected. This is a very, very vulnerable song. Everyone that I've slept with, saying something like that is just very, very bold to say. I just don't hear it come out as like blatant as that and as blunt as that many times in songs. But something about that just makes it so vulnerable. And she makes it seem like it's a lot. She's like, all the pairs of hands, I'm reckless, which, do whatever you want to do in your bedrooms. I don't care personally. Like, do what you do. But her insinuating that she feels like it's a lot, like it's almost too much. So she said, I'm reckless. And she's like, if I'm fine without it, why can't I stop? So almost like all this time she's been lying to herself, basically being like, I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need to be doing this. I'm doing it because I want to. So she's like, but why can't I stop then? This is all so freaking interesting. And like, yeah, how she has had to, she said mirror, mirror, which reminds me of the last song. She was saying that all the mirrors were covered. She can't look at herself. This is all very vulnerable and very interesting. I like this a lot so far. We're going to keep going. But tonight I just want to fall. Like tonight I don't even feel like all that. Bring in the strings! Wow. I really love this song. I really love the vulnerability of this song, the introspection of this song and saying, but you know, I've been all these different things, and ending with, I've been on a pedestal, but tonight I just want to fall. Like tonight, I don't want to have all these different facades. Like I'm tired of them. I just want to fall. I just want to be myself. I just want to be vulnerable, which is interesting because that's what the song is. It's like her, I just want to fall. It's like giving yourself permission to be vulnerable and to let us in on all this, almost like giving yourself permission to write this song. I really, really love this song. I've already talked about it midway through the song, but I really, really like this one. And the real question is, were you actually affected? Because she said here at the end, she said, no, I'm not affected. You lied to yourself before. Like you tell yourself, oh, I don't need this. And then it's like, but why can't I stop? So it's like you saying, I'm not affected. Are you truly not affected? Or is this another thing that you're telling yourself as a way to keep moving forward? You know, that's just a very interesting perspective. I really like this song. I really like this song. I also like the sound of it. I don't know, something about it. And I like how at the end she was pushing her voice. She was kind of like, ah, like she was singing, you know? She was like singing back there. I want to hear more of that. Like I said, her voice intrigues me, but it leans a little bit more on the side of kind of like talk singing. I want to hear like her sing, you know? I want to hear her like hold out notes. It might be my favorite so far. I think it is. I think it is my favorite so far. She's so vulnerable. I really, really appreciate it. And on an album called Virgin with an IUD shoved up the thingamajig, that's a very, very interesting title. I could be born again, as she said in the first track. We're going to move on to Man of the Year. Now, I'll be honest with you, this sounds like a drag. The Man of the Year, this sounds like We Shall Drag. Maybe we'll drag the guy. What was that? Not sure. But let's do this, guys. Let's get into Man of the Year, which no one says unless they're a magazine or they're dragging.
Gliding through on my bike.
Come on.
Gliding through like new from my recent ego death. Sweet music.
Ooh, come on.
You met me at a really strange time in my life. Who's gonna love me like this? Oh, give me like this.
Sing!
Let it flow down to me. Love me like this. Now I'm broken up. Switch mouthwash, jerk off.
Come on then.
Days go by in a haze, stay up and sleep late. Now I'm broken up, let's hear it for the Man of the Year.
Well, come on.
Hear it for the Man of the Year. How I hope that I remember.
Oh, come on.
Don't take my shoulders, my face in the light. Oh, I didn't think he'd appear.
Ooh.
Let's hear it for the Man of the Year.
Ooh. Oh, I love the way that song transformed into like a different type of sound. It was like brewing underneath, like for a while. But then the way that it kind of just like exploded into a bigger sound, I really liked what that did. God, these songs fly by so fast. Oh my gosh. Did not be thinking that this song was about to be a drag. It's literally the exact opposite of a drag. This song is about self-empowerment. The song is about letting yourself free, letting yourself break open. She literally said, now I'm broken open. You know, like being your vulnerable self. Like I said, it reminds me of the Shapeshifter when she kept saying that line, I just want to fall. And I was saying, it kind of sounds like she is giving herself permission to just like let go, be free, be yourself. Stop being a shapeshifter. Stop being everything that you think that you need to be, and literally just be yourself and step into your own full power. And that is exactly what this song is. So the song is definitely exploring like her identity. It's exploring gender identity. Like I said, I saw the headline, but I literally did not read the article or what it meant, I was trying to stay away from everything to, you know, potential that could potentially give me spoilers for like this era, this album or whatever. So I was kind of staying away from things. But it definitely seems like she is someone who is exploring like her identity, or maybe she already knows. Maybe it's something that she's newly discovered. You met me at a really strange time in my life. Take my knife and I cut the cord. My babe can't believe I've become someone else. So I don't know, maybe she was dating someone, because she said my babe. So was she like dating someone and then she started realizing that she, you know, needed to do some more self-exploration, and maybe she decided, oh, this is actually who I am. And she's like, my babe, the person that I was with, can't believe that I took that path. Maybe, potentially. That is very interesting. And saying like, who's gonna love me like this? That's gotta be such an interesting thing to go through in your mind. Such like a devastating, scary thing to go through. Love me like this. Like, who's gonna love me like this when I'm in this state where everything is like very confusing and very new to a lot of people, and not a lot of people know how to accept it. And then to say at the end, like, let's hear it for the man of the year, hear it for the man of the year, kind of just fully celebrating it and stepping into it. And she said, I hope that I'm remembered is like this fully new, realized version of myself. I've never heard a song like this. I've truly never heard a song that's like this. This is very, very intriguing to me. It's a very important thing to talk about. And, you know, in the world that we're living in now, becoming like so much more accepting and things, like this is such an important song, I bet, for so many people to hear. This is such a vulnerable project. Between Shapeshifter and this song, it's so vulnerable. And like I said, I like how they tie. I love that. I really, really liked that song. Like I said, I like how sonically it transformed into something else as the song went on and on and on. I really liked that. We're going to get into the next track, guys. Track number 5, called Favorite Daughter. I just find that so interesting, too. Like, we listened to Man of the Year, and then we listened to Daughter, which, you know, insinuates, like, girl, obviously. It's just, like, very interesting how it's very back and forth like that. But I really like that about it. She said I jerk tears, and I see that.
I was a singer, you were my fan, when no one gave a damn.
Okay.
It was you in the dark.
She's talking about her mom.
I don't hit, but I don't give up.
Her mom.
The room fills up with
Hey.
people who are convinced I'm not just some kid faking it for your love. 'Cause I'm an actress. All of the medals I won for ya. Breaking my back just to be your favorite daughter.
Wow.
Breaking my back just hoping you'll say I'm a star. You had a brother, I look like him. You told us as kids, I still can't find you.
Guys!
Now that every day the plane takes off, and every night the room fills up, I tell myself that soon we'll talk. 'Cause I'm an actress, all of the medals I won for ya. Panic attack just to be your favorite daughter. But I keep dancing till I get sick. Why'd you have to dream so big? Why did no one listen when you hit the notes from your heart? So you could imagine being the favorite daughter. Everywhere I run, I'm always running to ya. Breaking my back just to be as brave as my mother.
What the heck? Guys, wait, that was, wow. cute. She's just like, I was a singer and you were my fan when no one gave a damn. Like, you're my mom. Like, you were so supportive of me and of my dream. It was you in the dark. And now she's at the point where she has it. She said, now every day the plane takes off and every night the room fills up with people who are convinced I'm not. Just some kid faking it for your love. The way that she basically said, like, everything that I do, my ultimate purpose is to try to win your love, to try to win your admiration. Is everything that I do is to make you proud. And that is like so sweet, but also at the same time, as it goes on, it almost sounds a little scary. Like, almost as it goes on, it almost kind of seems like it is something that is all consuming. She's constantly like running on this treadmill and it's not actually getting to what the intended goal was. And so that to me is the part where it makes it seem like a little scary or like a little sad. I can't go in, I break in, still can't find you. Yeah, so it feels like she never even got the recognition that she's searching so hard for. But then it also, when it gets like later on in the song, she said, why'd you have to dream so big? Why did no one listen when you hit the notes from your heart? Maybe her mom had dreams of making it big. Maybe her mom had dreams of being in the industry and she didn't make it. You know, like, why'd you have to dream so big? Why didn't no one listen when you hit the notes from your heart? When you hit the notes. So maybe like her mom wanted that for herself and it didn't work. So then Lorde tried to follow that dream, or maybe her mom, you know, put her into the industry. I don't know how old Lorde was when she started out, but maybe her mom put her into the industry as like a way of living her dreams through Lorde. I don't know, but oh my gosh, that was just so deep and so vulnerable to share. But that was so good. I really, really liked that song. Oh my God. It's just, I don't know. I'm a sucker for a song that is not only vulnerable, but also just like interesting. And to me, these are vulnerable, but also interesting to me. The next song is called Current Affairs, which reminds me of What Was That? Because in What Was That, she had a line where she said something like her friends discuss current affairs. Don't know if that has anything to do with it or that was just kind of like a slow nod to the other song. So let's get into Current Affairs.
And when I felt it hit, stood in the park under the eclipse. It was only a field trip till it cooled my blood. Tasted my underwear, I knew we were fucked.
So, okay.
My bed is on fire.
Ooh.
Mama, I'm so scared. Don't know how to come back. Once I get out on the edge, it's in my mouth like swearing nothing's wrong. Blame it on current affairs. Watching the tape of the honeymoon. On the boat, it was pure and true. Then the film came out. Just to take my pearl. 'Cause my bed is on fire. My bed is on fire. Mama, I'm so scared. Mama, I'm so scared. Will you ever like this? Will you ever like this? Once you went out on the edge, she's in my mouth like.
Okay. Not gonna lie, I did not know where that song was going. And after listening to it, I'm still not sure I know where it went. I'm still not sure. We're gonna read over these lyrics because I need to read that again. Because I heard some things and I was like, wait, what are we actually talking about right now? You're in the light, then you're in the dark, then someone throws a flare. You tasted my underwear. I knew we were effed. My bed is on fire. Mama, I'm so scared. It's that line hits even harder coming after favorite daughter. From the line where she said, I knew that we were effed, it makes it seem like she's talking about a past relationship when she mentions like he did this and he did that. It kind of seems like a past relationship. I, for a second, thought this was going somewhere else. Maybe it did, but I'm gonna take it right now as like she's speaking of a past relationship. One though where she kind of feels like she's being not necessarily violated, but just not really appreciated fully. She said I don't like repeating this line, but she said like he spit in my mouth, like he's saying a prayer, like almost as if he's doing all these things, but not really taking into account how I feel, like almost like she's being used, being treated like an object or whatever. Like that's kind of how it feels to me, the way that she said that. Or what she said here, what she said, would you dive into the ocean floor just to take my pearl? You could take that multiple different ways. Like sometimes certain dangerous situations, you know, I don't even know if I can say the word on YouTube, but you know, some type of dangerous situations, that is someone taking something from you, taking your innocence, taking your pearl. But also in consensual relationships as well, you can feel like someone took something from you, especially if you find out that the relationship was not genuine. Like if they didn't actually really love you and they were just using you for that thing. I like how so many of these are tying into the idea of virgin, like the concept of that and the album cover in itself. And yeah, it kind of just sounds like her just saying, and her saying, Mama, I'm so scared. Were you ever like this once you went out on the edge? I hit so hard after favorite daughter, like wondering if your mom went through it and almost seeking her guidance. But it seems like she is facing some sort of realization where she's kind of, that's love related. She's finding some sort of love related realization. Because she said, I'm all alone in my room watching the tape of their honeymoon. Don't know who she's talking about. Could be talking about her parents, could be talking about another celebrity. On the boat, it was pure and true. Then the film came out. So like, almost like maybe things went wrong. It kind of just seems like her just reflecting on the whole idea of love and the whole idea of life in general and tying it to current affairs. Like she's blaming all of this on current affairs, like the current state of the world. And like that's just it. Blame it on current affairs. Blame it on the state that we're at as a society right now. How everything is superficial and fleeting and nothing really has substance. This is an interesting song where I just don't know fully exactly what she's talking about, but it kind of seems like she's just ruminating on the idea of life in general. That's at least the vibe that I'm getting from this song. You guys give me your interpretations down below. I want to know what you guys think about this song. What you guys think that she's exactly talking about. I feel like this could be one of those songs where she's communicating a certain idea, but there's so many other ideas that are wrapped up into it. It's like an overarching commentary on life and the way that things are happening. That is a very intriguing song. Very intriguing. Let me know what you guys think. We're gonna move on to the next song, which is called Clearblue. This is a very short song.
After the ecstasy, testing for pregnancy, praying in MP3.
Oh.
I'm scared to let you see into the whole machine, leave it all on the feet. But deep in my matter, you're changing my patterns. Your helix is right through me. Bars on my windows, you busting wide open till clearness is all I see. Yeah, baby, I'm free, I'm free. I'm free. There's broken blood in me. It passed through my mother, from her mother down to me.
Wow.
I feel you answer my hips moving faster. I rode you till I cried. How's it feel being this alive?
Sing.
Wish I kept the clear blue. I'd remember how it feels to be. Washing him.
Ooh, it does glide into the next song. I love how it just ends on B. Like that's it, nothing afterwards. I would remember how it feels to be. So I just now realized as I was looking through these lyrics, I'm just now remembering that Clearblue is like the name of a like pregnancy test. Completely just like was not thinking about that. For some reason when I read Clearblue, I was thinking of like the ocean for some reason. But yeah, no. After the ecstasy, testing for pregnancy, praying in MP3. I'm scared to let you see into the whole machine. Like, yeah, so seems like she did a thing, and then like you test for pregnancy, obviously, and like you're scared and like you're praying and it's like all these different things because you're really not ready to probably like be a parent or whatever. Yeah, baby, I'm free. I'm free. Maybe she's saying she's free because she found out that she wasn't pregnant and like that's where it comes from. Like I'm free. But deep in my matter, which I'm thinking that she means like her substance, like her body, you're changing my patterns. Your helix is right through me. It kind of seems like she's talking about just intimacy, like physical intimacy. She's kind of just talking about the vulnerability that comes along with that. Everything to do with it. Like, sex is more than just an activity. Like, it's an exchange. It's often an emotional exchange. It's a physical exchange. It then leads to other things as well. If unprotected, it can literally lead to life. Like, there's so much that goes into it. It really is something that we view to be very, very casual today, but it really is very deep when you think about what it is that you're doing with another person. It's very deep. And so it kind of seems like she's talking about all the things that are just wrapped up into that. This is so deep, guys. This is all so vulnerable and so bare. Like, the more and more that I listen, the more and more this album cover makes so much sense. It is like literally seeing inside of someone else's body and soul. It is so deep to me. And it's really making me think about like a lot of stuff. I really like Clearblue. Like, I really like this song too. You know, I don't fully know what she means. Like, I really like that. And, you know, I like how it has this sound about it. It's all very delicate. It's all very soothing and relaxing. Her voice is in the background. It's very, very interesting. This is just an album unlike I've heard before. We're going to go to track 8, which is GRWM, which, as far as I know, means get ready with me. But I'm not sure where this could go.
Soap, washing him off my chest, keeping it light, not on, thinking it. Baby, I finally know who you wanna be. A grown woman in a baby tee, a grown woman.
Oh, wrong woman. I see.
Wide hips to the tip, 96.
Hey,
skin scar, looking forward. Wide hips, soft lips, my mama's trauma. Pink galaxy, left undressed. 2009, me be so impressed. Went straight to the head.
sing.
Maybe I finally know who you wanna be. A grown woman in a baby tee. A grown woman
In a baby tee.
Wide hips,
Say it.
tip, 96, skin scar, looking forward.
Hey.
Soft lips, my mama's
Sounds so
trauma.
interesting.
96, been looking for a grown woman, looking for a grown woman.
Okay. 1 second, I need to make a Google search. Okay, that makes the obvious sense. She was born in 1996. So she said, she's basically saying since 96, my whole life, I've been looking for a grown woman. She did say her mama's trauma, but I'm guessing that she's trying to say that she's looking for a grown woman in herself. Maybe you finally know who you want to be, a grown woman in a baby tee. So for some reason that makes me think that she's saying that you want to be grown, but also you want to maintain some sort of innocence. You want to maintain some sort of something from youth you would like to maintain. You want to have like both of those worlds. So maybe she's saying that for her whole life, she's just kind of had issues with growing up, like maturing, and the things that come along with entering different stages of a life. Maybe she's kind of struggled with that and struggled in like how she fits into that. But also I feel like you could also tie into, you know, things from like Man of the Year into this, the whole gender thing as well. Maybe struggling with trying to figure out who it is that you want to be. Like, you want to be a grown woman, but is that truly what you want to be? Is that truly what you are? Like, what is the experience exactly? I just really like how she's tying so much into the concept of being a woman, grown woman. You know, she's got all these topics about like sex and things, and, you know, biology, wide hips, and all these things. I really like how she's talking about that, but also talking about just gender in general, because she's also talking about like the man side of it. It's all just so interesting. I've just never ever like listened to something like this. It's making me think so much, but I really like how she's tying in all those themes and kind of like staying true to that. We're going to move on to the next song, which is called Broken Glass, which is a very concerning title. Hey!
Mystique is dead. Last year was bad. I let myself get sucked in by arithmetic. I hate to admit just how much I paid for it.
Oh.
Did I call myself to sleep about that? Cheat about that? Raw teeth about that? All of the above. I wanna punch the mirror.
Hey.
To make her see that this won't last. Spend my summer getting lost in math. Making way took all I had. Won't outrun it if you don't hit back. It's just broken glass. I'm scared.
Wow.
And I swear I was a weak about that. Compete about that. Letting her treat me like that. I think that it's love. Just a phase. Broken glass. Just a phase. I wanna punch the mirror to make her see that this won't last. Broken glass.
Yeah, that song. Oh, wow. The song is about like insecurities. It looks like she has like this negative view of like her body, I suppose. So she spent a long time trying to lose weight. And, you know, she just has difficulties with her self-perception. She mentions mirrors so much in this project. So many freaking times, guys. And this is what she's doing again. And she's saying, I want to like punch the mirror. She said, you gotta hit back at this thing. Whatever it is, whatever dark thing it is that gives you this negative perception that is trying to like bring you down and destroy your self-image. Like, you almost have to hit back. I like the way she words this. The spent my summer getting lost in math. Making weight took all I had. And it's like sad too. Like, I don't know to the extent of how far that was pushed, but she said, I'm scared to quit, loosen my grip. It's tough to admit just how much I get from it. When I cry myself to sleep about it, cheat about it, getting too deep about it. Like, it's just so much that comes from that. It's just like this snowball effect of like all these things. It really is something that so many people deal with. Insecurities, whether it's with your body, your face, who you are as a person in general. It's just a lot. And I always appreciate songs about that, and always appreciate songs of like needing to break out of that and grow out of that. And I do like this song, like the just broken glass. I like the vibe of it. It's a little bit like more upbeat than the row of songs that we've had that were kind of more so down, more so slower. So it was a little bit of like a pickup of pace, which I liked. We're gonna move on to If She Could See Me Now.
In the city, I hear the voices
of
the ancients. They're calling for us. I swim in waters that would drown so many other bitches.
Well, come on!
Got me lifted, feeling so gifted.
Hey!
In the gym, I'm exercising. All my demons make them keep riding.
Exercising.
It's the day I lifted your body weight.
Come on!
Pick a song and listen to it. Baby,
oh!
whenever you break me,
hey!
I'd watch it happen like an angel looking down.
Hey!
Don't need fantasy. Oh God, if she could see me now.
Hey! Hey!
He finds another starlet, another camera, another red carpet.
Hey!
The bodies move like the spirits inside.
Hey!
Whenever you break me,
Why is it kind of smooth?
like an angel looking down.
Looking down. I love the sound of this.
See me now. Oh God,
What?
if she could see me now.
I love the sound of that song. I don't know, I love the sound of that song. That was so good. This is very different from the last song. The last song being kind of like so insecure and just talking about like the challenges that you face when you have insecurities. And then having a song like this where she's almost stepping into this empowered version of herself. I swim in waters that could drown so many other bees. Eat, drag. And then like saying, got me lifted, feeling so gifted. I'm in the gym exercising my demons, but like yesterday I lifted your body weight. Like, eat. I don't know who, it kind of sounds like she's talking to someone in the song. She says, baby, whenever you'd break me, I'd watch it happen like an angel looking down. It made me a woman being so hurt like that. But she could be talking about so many different people. She could be talking about a past lover. She could be talking about her mom. She could be talking about, like in last song where she was talking about herself in like the third person. So she could be doing the same thing in this song as well. Kind of like talking about herself, that negative part of herself that tries to break her, that tries to bring her down. But she rises above that. And her wanting to, you know, try to become like a more empowered version of herself. And then she says, hope you find another starlet, another camera, another red carpet. As for me, I'm going back to clay. So maybe like, again, that could be talking about like a past lover. Maybe she feels like a past lover or whatever wanted her only because she was a star. So she's like, hope you go find another one. Hope you go find another starlet and another red carpet, whatever. But me, I'm going back to clay. I'm going back to my purest form. I also think the line too, it made me a woman being hurt like that is really interesting. Almost kind of being like, being hurt like that made me more mature in a way, which just takes me back to GRWM, stepping into that full power of yourself, this full new like version of yourself and everything that you can do. And I love that. Embrace that. I loved the sound of this is what I think. I love the sound, the vibe of it. This is probably like my favorite sound that we've had on here so far. It was kind of like soothing about it. There's backgrounds. I don't know. I just really, really appreciate that. All right, guys, we're going to move to the last song, track 11, which is called David.
Oh, dark day, was I just someone to dominate?
Oh, God.
The sun sets out. You said open your mouth. I did. And what came spilling out that day was the truth. Why don't we run to the ones we do? I don't belong to anyone.
Sing!
Oh, dark day, was I just young blood to get on tape?
Oh my God.
Pure heroin mistaken for featherweight.
Pure Heroin, isn't that her past project?
What came spilling out that day was the truth. Why do we run
Come on. Yeah.
I don't belong to anyone. I made you God 'cause it was a hope that I knew how to do. But I don't belong to anyone. Am I ever gonna love again? Do you ever feel like a friend? Am I ever gonna love again? Do you understand? Tell it to him.
Wow. That was David. Wow. Oh my God. Totally works as a closer because I think that it sums up a lot of the other themes that were talked about and kind of like brings it back together. So I talked about before, I think it was in Man of the Year. I think it was that song. There was a line where she said something like, who's gonna love me this way? And I talked about how that must be so hard and confusing to go through when you're dealing with like identity things the way that she is and wondering who's gonna love you like this. And her kind of bringing that question around again by saying, am I ever going to love again? I like how she kind of brought that back around, but also asking like the significance of that question, because in this song, she's basically saying that she has been in stuff with people before. Like she's gotten into things with people. She's been involved with people, with guys. But she always felt like she was just someone to dominate. And we talked about this in past songs. She kind of feels like she's just been an object for certain people, something for them to use, but there's not like a pure, real connection. So I kind of feel like in this song, she's kind of hinting at that as well. She's kind of asking, will I ever love again? But not just in the way that I have before, like truly love someone. She said I was a pure heroine mistaken for featherweight. I don't know what pure heroine actually means. I know she has a project that was called that, but I don't know what it meant in like that context. But it sounds to me like, you know, her saying she's a person who's real and significant and strong and was like mistaken for something that was easily like disposable, that you could throw away, that you could kick over, that you could literally blow away. And yeah, it kind of just seems like another song where she's talking about how she felt like she wasn't appreciated, wasn't fully loved, just someone to dominate, just someone at the whim of someone else. She said, I don't belong to anyone. But why do we run to the ones that we do? And again, it goes back to the first track where I literally said in the first track, she said, I tend to open up the chambers in my heart to people who have like snake tongues, to people who aren't good for me. And so she's like, why do we choose those people? Why do we run to the people that we do? Why are we drawn to the people that we're drawn to? And her being like, I don't belong to anyone, but I made you God because that was all that I needed to do. All that I know to do when I get with guys and when I get with people, I tend to like idolize them. I tend to see them as this bigger thing that is to be worshipped. And I tend to allow myself to be forced into like submission. I don't know why it's called David. Like maybe that is the name of someone that she felt like made her feel this way. Maybe it's like a biblical reference. Not sure, but this song is so real. This song is so freaking real. I actually really like that song. Yeah. I feel like it was a great closer. Like I said, it kind of takes a lot of the underlining themes of a lot of these songs and kind of mushes them together. Hammer, What Was That, Shapeshifter, Man of the Year, kind of just puts them all together. I really like that. I really like when closers do that. Guys, we've officially listened to Virgin by Lorde, and I have to say, I have to speak the truth. This is very different from anything I've ever listened to. There's a lot of interesting sounds that are going on all the time. And it's very like punchy and things, but it's more so subtle. Kind of reminds me of like Billie Eilish in some ways. Like this subtle type of thing, you know? So like that's interesting because I don't hear that too often. But also her voice, like the delivery of her voice, the way that she sings is also very interesting. She has that same quality about her voice being subtle, but there being kind of like this punchiness, this angst that's in it. And then the concept of this, it's just so interesting. Vulnerability on level 10. I truly enjoyed the vulnerability of this project. She was so open in so many ways. I really liked how it explored the theme of just womanhood, but also what does womanhood mean, talking about our biology as well, and talking about how we experience intimacy, how we experience love, like all these different things, our mindsets, all of these different things she's exploring in this project. And I love how that was so consistent all the way through. Being so open about her own self-perception and the insecurities that she faces, the way that she views her actions, the way that she views her love life. I liked the lyrics in this. It really got me thinking, honestly. A lot of these concepts really made me sit and think. The way that things in life that are so deep and so personal and so intimate, oftentimes we can treat so surface level-y, can often treat like so casually, and I think that's such an interesting thing to think about. This was just such an interesting experience. I'm really glad that we got into this so I could have my first Lorde experience. She's a very interesting artist. One of the most vulnerable projects that I've listened to on this channel, for sure. One of the most vulnerable. We're gonna get into my favorite tracks out of all these. My favorite tracks were What Was That?, Shapeshifter, Man of the Year, Favorite Daughter, Clearblue, If She Could See Me Now, and David. Some of those I liked even more than others. I think that my favorites of the faves are probably like Shapeshifter and Favorite Daughter for the plot. Literally for the plot. And If She Could See Me Now for like the sound of it. Yeah, this is like my faves of the faves. But this was very fun to get into, guys. This was very enjoyable. It was a very enjoyable experience. It's leading me thinking about a lot, honestly. It really had me thinking about a lot. She's a very interesting artist, and the concepts that she writes about and the way that she writes is very interesting. Let me know down below what you guys think about this project. You guys give me your thoughts, your opinions. Do you guys want me to get into more Lorde in the future? I know that she has other projects that are very popular. Like I said before, hit that subscribe button if you want to see me react to more mainstream or very popular artists that everyone else seems to know but me. That is literally basically what we do here. Literally, actually. And let me know if you guys want me to get into more Lorde in the future, and if I do, I mean, you gotta kind of stick around for that, you know, otherwise you're gonna miss it. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys later. Love you guys. Bye!